Hey everyone, Brian from Bearable Traders here. It is Wednesday, November 20th, and we'll just do a quick midweek review here. We had some interesting price action in the market today. As you can see here, all the indexes sold off. There was some news that came out that maybe the China trade deal was not going to get done this year, and that sent all the markets into a bit of a tizzy. And that's kind of see that's where the headline risk is in this market right now. So we had sell-offs in all three indexes, found a bottom, and then we came back and made back almost half of what we lost here. So on all the indexes, Dow was already looking like it was going to close lower. Same with the SPY, but again, just shows how sort of sensitive things are to the situation with the trade deal. So see what groups quickly did. We see the utilities back, safety trade is back on again. Technology, financials, they're all leading lower here. The risk on trade is now off. Financials obviously taking a bit of a hit because if the trade deal is going to go sideways, interest rates are definitely going to drop again, which isn't great for the financials. So you can see the healthcare sector on the week, utilities. Healthcare's been pretty strong over the course of even the last month here. It's been performing pretty well. It's where some of the money has flown into, I think, where we've had some rotation into healthcare. And let's take a quick look here at the indexes. You can see here the transports again getting hit today, and again it's not a good sign. And it actually looks like it broke this trend line, so transports continue to look a little weak here. So if you're believing the Dow theory, transports need to move higher with the markets, and this is definitely not moving higher. So maybe foretelling some more selling ahead, possibly. And you can see here the 10-year, the Treasury just dropping back down again. I think we're heading lower, which TLT I think should be doing okay. And let's take a look at the indexes. You can see here sold off, but came back well off the low of the day, which was obviously, it wasn't all bad news. Still think there's a bid under this market just with the Fed just wanting to, keep the economy going and pumping money into the system. So you've got the Fed, covering the rear end of the market here. You can see that actually the IWM actually didn't perform all that badly today. We kind of had an indecision doji here. You can kind of see on volume too. So tried to go higher, tried to sell off, ended up sort of almost flat on the day. So if anything, the IWM, the small caps, looked better than some of the other markets did today. So the Qs again sold off. Same story. So Dow kind of came back. And the SPY, another sort of very small range doji type candle. And volume, that's the weekly actually. That's the Qs weekly, sorry about that. And you can see here SPY again came off the low of the day on volume, and again it was a down day, but again not a terrible candle because it did make up a lot of what it lost. So, and let's skip over the weeklies because we haven't got a weekly duration in yet. The dollar kind of just hung in there. And VIX actually behaved quite interesting. I even noted this in the market when we were gapping down the morning. We were gapping down on the SPY, and the VIX was actually down too. So kind of a curiosity. The TVIX was down. It was red as well as the SPY. Usually they move in opposite directions. So when the market sells off, the volatility goes up. But in this case, the volatility was down, which again kind of weird. And you can see here, even though we had a down day on the markets, the VIX tried to pop up and then it just sold off. So I don't know what that tells you, other than maybe that the people just believe that the Fed's going to come to the rescue no matter what happens. I think that's basically what is being conveyed by the market. So you can see, say AMAT sold off. All these stocks sold off. Baidu could be interesting here. We finished higher on the day, even though we were down. So maybe not going to come down. We did fill this gap here on this day, so maybe we're going to get a bit of a reversal tomorrow on Baidu. Baidu's been strong since reported earnings. Had this pullback now. Maybe the bottom's been put in on this one. So certainly Baidu's one to watch. Lyft will be interesting if it can get above and hold 45. Still hang on to a little bit of the Mugget trade. It wasn't a bad day. It looked like it was going to sell off, and then of course the news about the trade talks, and then it got a bid again. So I'm still looking for it to get up to this sort of 29.50, the 50 moving average, and probably take rest of it off there. Weekly still looking promising. And Roku's still hanging in there. Even finished up on a bad day, and I actually took it as a day trade today. I just happened to hear the news. I looked at Roku selling off. I thought, and it looked like it was putting in a bottom, so I grabbed it. And my only regret is I didn't grab more. I should have backed the truck up. Let's go back to the SMH here. SMH kind of just holding. We're just consolidating in this range here by the looks of it. If it does start to break down here, it could fill the gap, and then it probably will bounce from a 130 level. So it could be a buy at 130 if we put an alert in and it hits there. Square, I'm still holding as well. Took a long position on that. I'm hoping it'll get up to this 69 level, the 200-day moving average. It's still trending in the right direction, so I'm just hanging on to that. I've already sold some about 66, and we're just hanging on for bigger and better. TBT selling off. TLT is the one that's going to go up when the interest rates drop, and I think we're probably going to trend higher here. TNA is the small cap ETF, and again, it just seemed to hang in there today. So as long as we kind of hold this 62.50 level on closes, I think it's going to try to break through this level. Natural gas took a bit of a bounce. USO came up a bit today, even though oil came up, even though there was some bad news. So it's kind of an interesting, again, not what you would expect. You would have expected a sell-off in oil if the people thought the economy was going to be weaker with the continued tariffs. So Walmart kind of just consolidating here, but keeps bouncing off this 50 moving average. I was looking at XNet for a possible bounce back here, so maybe still keep an eye on that. Volume's really just completely dried up here. And that's about it. So just through a few stocks, and we'll see what transpires tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on some of the Chinese internets like Baidu for maybe a bounce higher tomorrow, and keep an eye on TNA to see if we can continue to hold here and then maybe find the push higher. So. All right, everybody, this is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. If you haven't checked it out. And that's about it. We'll see everybody in the Bear Bull trading room in the morning. Hope you all have a great rest of the evening. Bye for now.